Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. Dame walked away with 71 points tonight against the Rockets. And I'm here to tell you that was legitimate. Watching the highlights of it, I cannot sit here and tell you guys that I don't believe he would have got 71 in a different era, too. He would have. He would have. And all the talk about me saying, oh, inflated numbers. Yes, I still do believe that. And I'm not going to say I don't believe that because they officiate a game a certain way that allows for a lot of scoring. But I don't know that this was one of those. 13 or 22 from behind the arc, 22, I think, of 38 shooting, 14 or 14 from the line. The shots that Dame was hitting tonight against the Houston Rockets, I'm telling you, man, this is one of the best performances ever seen, ever. And this is coming from somebody who's watched Kobe 81, a bunch of Kobe stuff that he's done. This was one of those. This is exactly that. 71 points, legitimate. He just shot the ball outer worldly. It's funny because I read something today. I don't know who it was, but their video is going to age very well. I didn't click on it, but I did see it on YouTube, and it said something along the lines of Dame Lillard is on Steph Curry's level. I read it this morning, and I chuckled a little bit and said, nah, I don't, that's not real. And then he puts up a performance like this, and it just makes you understand that maybe there's a little more merit to that than we gave credit. Now, Steph Curry, in my opinion, is the greatest shooter ever play, and he's an NBA champion 4 times over. So we don't play around with those accolades. But it's not like Dame has been running around with Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? He ain't had that type of luck in his career until now, where he has a team that I think is good enough to contend, and he's done a lot more with less. And I've been telling everybody ever since his team shot my Lakers down that I think his Portland Trailblazers are legitimate contenders. They're sort of like us. Their record is not who they are, because in my humble opinion, when you consider what their team is set up to do right now, with all those wings that they got, and the shooters, and now some length. A guy like Ebanks also had a huge game tonight, even though it ain't gonna you're not gonna remember that, but he really did play big. Kevin, what's his name? KJ Martin also played well for the Rockets. He was really dunking the ball all over the place. But this was Dame's night, 71 points, 13 threes, and them threes were just, he was hitting them shots over a lot of people. It wasn't just him jacking up shots. He was making plays for others. He had a couple assists. I think he had like 6 assists in this game as well. Legitimate, just historic, outer worldly performance. I thought that was some of the best shooting I'd ever seen anybody do. The pace that he was playing with, the way that the ball was snapping off of his wrist. For the last couple of years, I think health has robbed Dame Lillard just as much as his roster wasn't up to par. So was his health. With the growing, it just really it robbed him of some prime playoff years, I believe. But this year, knock on wood, he's as healthy as he's ever been. His team is as good as it's ever been. And I expect Dame Lillard to go as far as he's ever been in the playoffs this season. I'm telling you. I don't know how they stack up against certain teams, but I just look at them and I say I trust their continuity and the fact that their team has been together a little more than some of the other teams around. Granted, they did lose Josh Hart, brought in some new pieces themselves, Cam Reddish, a few other pieces as well. I don't remember who else they brought in, but they brought in someone else too. But I don't think it's been that big of a maneuver in regards to their roster as some of the other teams, like, say, Phoenix, Lakers, Clippers, Dallas. They have newer pieces, more intricate pieces to try to work into the equation with fewer time left in this race, so to speak, for everybody trying to win the West. So this is a situation where I look at Portland, I say, down the stretch of the next 20 games, I like them to win a lot of those games based on how they're playing, based on how well they're shooting as a team, and just based on other aspects that they're able to find, like certain defensive continuity and just other production out of other places. So Dame has done more with less. Dame has done more less healthy. And I just know that this is the best team he's probably ever played for in the NBA. And with him as healthy as he is and shooting the way that he is, I just don't expect this to end. I don't know that he's going to ever go for 71 again, but this is not the end of him having 50-point games this season. This is not the end of that. And I'm telling you, I have to see. I have not as much as glanced at Phoenix. I don't even know if Kevin Durant is back. I don't think he is. I don't think he's played a single game for the Phoenix Suns yet. And even though they have an overwhelming amount of talent, I'm not sure they're going to be able to get it together in time to where if they run into Portland, they're actually going to win the series. They don't have a strong enough bench. KD health, as I said, ain't where it needs to be. Devin Booker's health, I don't know what's going on there. Chris Paul ain't played mostly all season, so I'm pretty sure he's fresh. Because I know he's been rope-a-doping all season long to prepare for the playoffs. And so it's one of them situations where it's like, I mean, Phoenix, they got some guys. We got to see them play. Obviously, on paper, they look like a contender. But I'm telling you, the way some of these teams in the Western Conference is playing, this is not the time to come together and not have your continuity on point. This is not the time. Clippers lost another game. I've yet to see highlights of that. But just looking around the league, you know what I'm saying? I really legitimately am not pushing Phoenix up at the top of the West. When you see what Dame did tonight, you see what the Lakers did today, coming back from 27. You know, I just think the West is in for a battle, and I think the people who are pushing Phoenix to the top of it just because of who they just acquired is not considering who all they let go of when acquiring this person. And so, you know, Portland ain't got these problems. Lakers ain't got these problems. Clippers ain't got these problems. Dallas, Phoenix is going to have to figure it out. Dallas as well. We talk about teams that have just put it together that don't look as good or haven't played. You're in a dogfight, friend. This ain't the year to not know yourself, and this ain't the year to not figure it out quickly. So that's pretty much what I got to say, man. I want to react to Dame 71 and just put the NBA on notice to let y'all know I'm not wrong about Portland. I ain't wrong about Portland. I know where they're at in the standings, just like I know where the Lakers are at in the standings. But it would not shock me if that's the Western Conference Finals right there. It would not shock me. Because these two teams have as good a chance as anybody. The Western Conference is shaky at best. And then no one in this situation has great odds. Nobody. It's just who's winning. Who's winning now. And so that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a dogfight all the way to the end. And I got a strong mind that Portland's going to be right there. They just got the pieces. They got the continuity. And Dame has done more with less. So that's what I got to say. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching.